Welcome to KGN Caribbean News. I'm Carisha Graham. Here's what's making headlines in this week's Caribbean Crime Watch. Police in Antigua and Barbuda are investigating an attempted arson at a home on North Street. Investigators say someone tried to set the front entrance on fire earlier Tuesday morning. A quick thinking neighbor alerted the homeowner, who managed to put out the flames before the fire spread. Officers found a shirt left at the scene and signs of damage to the front door. No arrests have been made as the investigation continues. A former political candidate in the Bahamas has been found guilty of sexually assaulting a teenage boy. 51-year-old Marley Newton was convicted after jurors deliberated for about an hour. Prosecutors say the assault happened back in 2019 when the 17-year-old victim needed a place to stay. Newton was taken into custody after the verdict and will be sentenced on October 2nd. A 65-year-old man from Barbados has admitted to seriously injuring his wife during a violent attack. Keith Eric Eversley pleaded guilty to unlawfully wounding O'Shane Williams, who suffered a fractured skull in November 2021. Prosecutors say Eversley struck her while she was sleeping, sending her to the hospital for more than a week. He'll return to court for sentencing on September 11th. Police in Guyana are investigating the stabbing death of a 25-year-old Venezuelan man. William Jarvis was attacked during a fight near Ruby Bridge on the East Bank Essequibo. Officers say he was stabbed 3 times and died at the hospital. A 33-year-old suspect is in custody and receiving medical treatment as the investigation continues. A 24-year-old man from Las Lomas is behind bars after police found a gun and ammunition during a patrol in Tunapuna. Officers say they stopped a silver Nissan Sentra on Upper Balthasar Street around 2:45 for last Friday morning. A search of the vehicle uncovered the weapon and the driver was taken into custody. 2 men from Greater Portmore are facing multiple charges after a robbery in St. Catherine. Police say 29-year-old Sandra Gale and 23-year-old Orain Wilson are accused of holding up and shooting at someone in Quarry Hill on May 30th. Both are charged with robbery, shooting with intent, and unlawful wounding. They are scheduled to appear in court at a later date. Police in St. Kitts and Nevis are investigating a robbery in Ramsbury. It happened between 2:30 and 5 a.m. on August 5th when 41-year-old Duchan Landrit returned home from a social event. He told officers a man wearing a dark hoodie and black pants confronted him in his yard at knife point and demanded valuables. The robber took off with his wallet, which contained cash, ID cards, and other personal items, before fleeing on foot. Anyone with information is urged to contact Charleston Police or call Crime Stoppers at 707. Police in Saint Lucia are investigating the fatal shooting of a well-known minibus driver in Leslie Land. The victim, Felix Leons, was found dead in his home early Thursday in what officers believe was a break-in. He was well known in the community. Investigators are still working to determine who is responsible. And today's newscast is powered by Luxury Glam Ansley. So if you want your makeup, your hair, brows, or lashes on point, whether you're stepping out bold, bridal ready, or straight up boss babe vibes, Little One, the owner of Luxury Glam Ansley, got you covered. Trust me, this is where the glam magic happens. Hit up the number on your screen to book your glow up or catch all the inspo on Instagram on your screen. Let's check the political heartbeat of the Caribbean in this week's Politics Pulse. PNP General Secretary and Medical Doctor Dayton Campbell is promising to bring a mobile clinic to Westmoreland Eastern if his party wins the next election. He says the service would deliver basic health care to elderly residents and those living in remote areas, reducing the need for long trips to hospitals. Campbell, who is running to represent the constituency, says the goal is to make healthcare more accessible for people who need it most. Trinidad and Tobago's government is seeking answers from Venezuela over claims the country is being used as a base to plot against the Maduro administration. The allegations came from Venezuelan Justice Minister. Trinidad and Tobago's Foreign Ministry of Affairs says it has contacted its embassy in Caracas for clarification and says it remains committed to maintaining strong ties with its neighbor. Grenada has a new voice at the United Nations. Ambassador Ingrid Jackson has officially presented her credentials to UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. She'll represent Grenada on issues like climate change, sustainable development, and support for small island states. The Secretary General welcomed her appointment and praised Grenada's continued partnership with the UN. Guyana's Alliance for Change is promising big benefits for the joint service if it wins the next election. The party says members would get a 2-month tax free Christmas bonus, free house lots, higher starting salaries, and special housing development. The pledge comes years after the AFC, while in government, scrapped the 1-month bonus that had been in place for nearly 2 decades. The St. Kitts and Nevis government says plans for a new climate smart hospital are moving forward. Officials have completed designs, cleared land for the project, and say construction is set to begin this year. The facility is part of a larger health city plan aimed at boosting medical service and health tourism in the Twin Island nation. The Seventh-day Adventist Church in Saint Lucia is standing by its biblical teaching on marriage after a court ruling decriminalized same-sex relations. Church leaders say they believe marriage is between one man and one woman, but also stress that everyone should be treated with dignity, love, and respect. The United Progressive Party has taken legal action over recent political moves in Antigua and Barbuda. The case challenges the appointment of MP Anthony Smith Jr. to the cabinet as an independent and the salary increases for parliamentarians. The first court hearing is set for October 8th. Politics isn't just for politicians, it affects everyone. Keep watching KGN Caribbean News for the latest events as it unfolds across the region. Across the Caribbean, governments are ramping up healthcare initiatives addressing gaps in prevention, infrastructure, and readiness as new challenges emerge. Doctors say an abnormal pap smear doesn't always mean cancer, but it doesn't mean a closer look is needed. That's where a colposcopy comes in, a quick in office procedure that uses a special scope to examine the cervix in detail. If anything looks unusual, a small tissue sample can be taken right away for testing. Trinidad and Tobago's health minister says government is looking at adding continuous glucose monitors for children with type 1 diabetes in the upcoming budget. The device tracks blood sugar levels in real time, reducing the need for finger pricks. Officials say full funding may not be possible, but they're exploring other ways to support families who need them. The Grenada Food and Nutrition Council is reminding the public to make healthier choices every day. They're encouraging people to eat more fresh fruits and vegetables, drink plenty of water, and cut back on processed snacks and sugary drinks. The council also says staying active and cooking traditional meals in healthier ways can help families live longer, healthier lives. A Saint Lucian nurse based in the UK has launched a new service to connect patients with top medical care in India through the platform Orbital Well. People can be matched with accredited specialists within 48 hours and receive follow up care once they return home. The service also offers help with travel, payment options, and faster visa processing, aiming to make overseas treatment more affordable and accessible. Health officials are reminding the public that prevention is better than cure. They say following your doctor's advice, keeping up with treatments, and making healthy choices every day can help avoid serious illness and reduce strain on the healthcare system. This segment of KGN Caribbean News is sponsored by Belam Natural Skincare, a real Jamaican brand born from the founder's own skin struggles. If you're tired of dark spots, dry patches, or uneven skin tone, these handmade soaps could be your new best friend. They've got some killer combos like kojic acid with vitamin C, turmeric and sea moss, honey, and oats, all natural, all effective. Plus, they ship all across Jamaica. And here's the catch, they also ship internationally. So, no matter where you are, you can get in on the glow. Order through the Instagram on your screen or WhatsApp the phone number, which is on your screen as well. Your skin, I go thank you. Take care of your skin, people. Here's what's happening in the Caribbean economy. Jamaica's education ministry is stepping up efforts to support students' mental health. A new program will place trained psychologists and other professionals in schools to give targeted help, especially for children dealing with trauma. Some schools will also test counseling methods like cognitive behavioral therapy to help students manage stress and focus on learning. The St. Vincent and the Grenadines government is on track to spend a record of 2 billion US dollars on capital projects this term. Officials say more than 1.5 billion has already gone into major work since 2021, covering roads, ports, and other infrastructure. If targets are met, it will be the largest capital investment in the country's history aimed at creating jobs and boosting long-term growth. Saint Lucia's water company is rolling out more than 4 million US dollars in major system upgrades. Work is underway to fully restore the Theobald's water treatment plant, which has been running below capacity, and to redevelop the patient's water supply system. The projects aim to make water service more reliable and resilient with added plans for renewable energy and rainwater harvesting to support long-term sustainability. The British Virgin Islands Summer Tourism Internship Program is getting strong reviews in its second year. Organized by the BVI Tourist Board, the initiative gives young people hands-on experience in areas like guest services, event planning, and destination marketing. The goal is to prepare for the next generation for careers in tourism while giving them a closer look at one of the territory's most important industries. Four Caribbean central banks are testing a new payment system aimed at cutting reliance on US banks. The CARICOM payments and settlement system will let countries settle cross border transactions directly in their own currencies. This move could make payments faster, cheaper, and more secure while boosting financial independence across the region. The Sandals Foundation is inviting the community groups and nonprofits to apply for funding for projects starting next year. Ideas can focus on education, the environment, health, economic empowerment, or disaster readiness. The grants range from 5,000 to 80,000 US dollars. Applications close on September 24th. Welcome to the KGN Sports Zone, where island athletes shine. St. Lucia has kept its crown at the OECS Invitational Boxing Championships. The team won 4 gold medals along with several silver and bronze to finish ahead of Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana. Local fighters Nacham Alex and John Didier also took home awards for Best Junior and Best Elite Boxer. St. Vincent and the Grenadines is looking to bring a Caribbean Premier League cricket team to Arnos Vale. Officials say talks are underway as the league considers adding 2 new franchises. The move follows the success of the island's first Emancipation Cricket Festival. Sunshine Sinach is now backing the Reggae Boys in their push for the 2026 World Cup. The deal will bring fun giveaways and activities to home matches, adding to excitement as Jamaica faces Bermuda on September 5th and Trinidad and Tobago on September 9th. Australia has taken a 4-0 lead in their T20 series against the West Indies after chasing down 206 runs with 4 balls to spare. Big hitting from Glenn Maxwell along with half centuries from Josh Inglis and Cameron Green sealed the win. They are now one match away from a clean sweep. The West Indies have called up fast bowler Joan Lane to their ODI series against Pakistan, replacing the injured Matthew Ford. Captain Shea Hope leads the 15-man squad with Romario Shepherd returning to the lineup. The three-match series starts Friday in Taruba as the West Indies look for a fourth straight home series win. That's it for this week's edition of KGN Caribbean News. I'm Carisha Graham. See you next week right here where vibes meets truth and every island will eventually get the spotlight.